Welcome everyone to day 4 of our Too Tired to Cook, I guess, challenge, masterclass, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited. Today we are talking about smoothies, and smoothies are an amazing way to get nutrients into our bodies, and that's what it's all about. This week is all about getting nutrients into our body because when we don't have the nutrients, that's what the low energy is a sign that we don't have enough nutrients in our body. And I'm talking the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, all of those beautiful things that we only get from plant-based foods. We are going to talk about smoothies today, and I am excited to show you and talk to you about the way to do the green smoothie, the smoothie that's going to get you that energy. What I like about smoothies is you really don't need a lot of equipment. If you just have a little blender, it doesn't have to be a big Vitamix, any kind of little blender, you can do a smoothie. And I'm going to talk more about the benefits of the smoothie as we go. And yesterday we talked about overnight oats. I don't know if anybody tried the overnight oats that we did yesterday, or we did soup on Monday. We did a rainbow salad on Tuesday, overnight oats yesterday, and today is our smoothie day. So I am going to get started. We're going to talk about the smoothie and why they are good for us. All right. So if you have any questions, please, just going to make sure I have the chat there as well. But if you have any questions, please type them in the chat as we go. And hang on a second. I lost my sharing screen. Yay. I'm going to stop and start again. Hang on. All right. Okay, let's start with our green smoothies now. Yeah, so I've been telling you a little bit about my journey, and I started off with the fatigue, low energy. I couldn't lose any weight, all sorts of beautiful, not beautiful health challenges. And I've made some changes, and I want to tell you how I made those changes to overcome some of those challenges. So the first steps that I took towards change, I was a sugar addict, and I didn't realize that until around 2013, when I heard somebody talking about sugar and the issues that it causes to our hormones, to our mood, to our body, just in general. And that's when I knew that I was addicted, because I just was in this vicious cycle of high energy, low energy moods, good moods, bad moods, up and down. And I decided I wanted to break free from sugar. So I did a reboot starting on November 1st, 2013. And in that reboot, I basically took 2 months, and it was intended to be a juice feast, but I didn't have a juicer, and I couldn't afford one until after Christmas, because I started in November, but I got my juicer for Christmas from my family, which was great. But I just basically overdosed. You can't overdose on vegetables, but I did. All I ate was vegetables. You know, the soup we made on Monday, that beautiful vegetable soup, I had lots of those kind of foods just to get my nutrients up. And I got rid of the processed sugars. That was the big thing. So I did that. And I'm happy to say I am someone who does not have refined sugar. I don't eat cakes, and all the stuff that I used to love actually I don't even like them anymore. It just has no appeal to me. I went into a candy store and I had to leave because I got nauseated from the smell of the sugar. So then once I did that, my second step that I did was to clean up my diet. And that after I did that reboot, I felt so good, so energetic. I didn't want to bring some of those things back into my diet. And I didn't miss the animal products, so I didn't want to bring them back in. And I had been vegetarian before when I was younger. And one of the things I wanted to remove the dairy from my diet, but I just couldn't do it because I was relying really heavily on cheese as part of my protein for my diet. So when I tried to remove the dairy from my diet, I actually ended up making it worse because I went back to eating all animal products after that. So it didn't help. It actually made it worse. And when I did this reboot, I didn't have any dairy for 2 months, and I decided not to add it back in because I was okay. I was fine. I wasn't missing it. So that was the second step. And then after that, every November, I was doing a juice feast just to reboot every year, because what would happen is I would be doing great. And then over the year, I'd start to slide on some things. And so the reboot was a way of me getting back to the basics. And I did a month-long juice feast. I didn't make it all month, all the time. Sometimes I didn't. But this was the steps that I took to get on my path. And since then, I have found another detox program that I really like. It's safe, it's simple, and it doesn't mean you have to do a whole month. It's a 21-day detox program. And I'll tell you more about that a little bit later, but that is what I do now. And I try to do it twice a year now, and it's safe and it's not as taxing as being on juices just for a whole month. You just do 1 week, which is great. It's a 21-day program. You start by reducing your intake. It's plant-based for the whole 21 days, but you start by reducing the foods that you're eating, and so that you're getting your body ready for the second week, which is the real detox part, where you are on juices and liquids for the whole week. And then the third week, you reintroduce the foods back in very gently. You don't start on day one eating potato chips or something. You got to do it slowly, reintroduce. So it's the 1 week to get ready for the juice feast. The next week is the juice feast, and the third week is bringing yourself back out of it. And hopefully you can remove some of the things like I did, clean up a little bit from your diet when you come out on after the 21 days. So let's talk about smoothies. Yeah. So here's the benefit of smoothies. They are nutrient dense. So we're talking you want to get energy, you need to boost your nutrients. And when you're low energy, your body is telling you need more food. And even sometimes when you're hungry, if you need to make sure you're eating enough, but also it's your body's way of telling you it needs more nutrients. And sometimes we're not giving it the nutrients. So it's keeping us feeling hungry. Smoothies are also easy to digest. By blending them, you're basically pureeing the fiber, so it's easier to take into your body. It's an easy way to get your greens. So we're going to use a big handful of spinach, and it's an easy way to get that spinach into your body. And even for people that don't like things like spinach, you can try and mask it a little bit, not always, but you can mask it. And spinach, I'm using spinach today. You can use any leafy greens or any vegetables, and we'll talk about that. But the spinach is pretty neutral taste when it comes to your greens. It's also rich in fiber and good for our digestive health. It's convenient and easy to prepare. versatile. There's so many different smoothie recipes. You would probably never get to the end. People write books on smoothie recipes. And I've got a formula that I'm going to share with you. You could just use that and probably make enough that you could have a different smoothie every day of the year. It's good for your hydration, and that's a good way to get a healthy energy boost versus some of the other things like doing a energy drink that's full of sugar. Now, there are people who will say that smoothies aren't good. There's always the other side of it, and I want to talk about that. This is the detractors will say that it can be high in calories and give you a nutrient imbalance depending on the ingredients that you're using. And in the green smoothies we're making, they are using whole food ingredients. And the blended fiber and high sugar content, if you're using a lot of fruits, can actually cause a sugar spike on your blood sugar. And some of the greens, like spinach, even though we're using spinach today, are high in oxalates. And so oxalates has come into, you hear more about it. And the reason that we hear more about it is that if you have an issue with kidney stones, these oxalates will cause problems. So if you have kidney stones, you probably want to stay away from high oxalate foods. Most people are okay. And also, everything in moderation is a good thing. We talk about eating a variety and eating the rainbow. Don't be eating and using spinach every single smoothie you're making. Try other vegetables, other leafy greens besides just spinach. And there's this thing that maybe you'll be over reliant on smoothies for your nutrition. But here's the thing the way that I look at it. If it's giving you high value of nutrients in your body, imagine that in the morning you take a green smoothie every day for in the morning, along with your overnight oats, or for a snack. Just imagine how good you feel that you know that even if you don't eat well the rest of the day, you at least know you got some nutrients into your body and you're feeding your body some good stuff. So I don't know that you want to just rely on smoothies for all your nutrition, but having them is a great way to, like I said, if you have days where you're not eating as well as you should, at least you got some nutrients into your body. And so here's some tips for optimizing your smoothies. We want to get the good health in it. We want to balance our ingredients. We're not doing fruit smoothies. We are using leafy greens and veggies. We do use fruit. You can add nuts and seeds and healthy fats into your smoothies. You want to make sure that you've got a good portion size. And as I mentioned, rotate your greens and other ingredients. Don't use the same one all the time. And if you can, limit the sweeteners that you add and sweeten with natural sugars in the fruits. In the smoothie, we're going to make a strawberry banana smoothie today. And if you need extra sweetener, add a date or two if you want the sweet. Now, for me, I don't add the sweet. I find smoothies sweet enough as they are without adding the dates. But if you need to, especially when you're starting out, if you need to add, and then you can start removing as you make them, add a date. Don't add any other things. So here is the guide to creating your own smoothie creation. So start with a cup of liquid. So that could be water, coconut milk, coconut water, nut milks. There's oat milk, hemp milk, water, kefir, all sorts of things. And you'll notice that there's no dairy in any of these as well, because we're doing plant-based. Then add 2 fruits. So your fruit's going to be, think of it as a small handful or half a cup. So you could do bananas, berries, acai berries, cherries, lemons, mangoes, peaches, apples, plums, whatever fruit that you want to add to your smoothie. I like mangoes or pineapple, make a nice tropical smoothie and make it easy on yourself. You can use frozen berries to make it easy. You can use fresh as well, but you can also use frozen for your, and if you use lemon, you could make it like a lemonade type smoothie. Then you're going to add about a cup, and I've got a plus sign there for your veggies, and think of a big handful of veggies. So we already talked about spinach, there's kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, beet greens, turnip greens, endive. You can add in some sprouts, romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce with lemon to make a lemonade is really nice. I actually do a juice that way. You can add in some things, herbs like cilantro, parsley, mint, asparagus. I have an asparagus smoothie. That's really nice. And cucumber is very hydrating, and it's really a beautiful smoothie, like a refreshing smoothie when you add the cucumber, especially in the summer. I found it's very refreshing. You can add in some superfoods. So there's our algae seaweed type superfood, spirulina or chlorella. It'll give you a nice green coloring. If you're not liking the taste, you can cut back a little bit to half a teaspoon and then build up. Chia seeds, flax seeds, those are all great for fiber. You also get a little bit of omega-3 fatty acids. You can add some goji berries or goji berry powder, some cacao. Make yourself a chocolate smoothie. Add an avocado and chocolate cacao powder, and you've got a chocolate smoothie if you like your chocolate. And then you can add maca powder. I'm going to talk about maca powder. I have some here. Going to add it into our smoothie, but it is a superfood that is really good for rebuilding like for your muscles. If you've been exercising, it's a great way for you to get your muscles back into recovery for recovery purpose. So if you're an athlete or doing anything like that, that maca is great for that. And it actually tastes vanilla, like a vanilla taste. So it's got a very mild flavor to it as well. And then you can add other things like spices, vanilla, cinnamon, cardamom, ginger. You can add supplement powders like greens and plant-based proteins, but I'm going to talk about that, and we're going to look at that a little closer a bit later today in our demo. And then you can add in some nut butters, avocado, coconut oil to give it a smoother texture. And also there's flax oil you could add in. I actually personally only have used nut butter and avocado. And then you can sweeten it. They say I sweeten it with dates or dried fruit over maple syrup. Maple syrup is easy, but the dates or that dried fruit have the fiber with them that we so need. And I've got a few smoothie ideas that you can these are some ideas, and then the sky is really the limit. You could do a tropical green smoothie with mango, pineapple, add in your spinach. And I think a lot of these have spinach, and you could use any leafy greens. Add some lime juice or some fresh ginger. You can use some coconut milk, add in some chia seeds for fat and fiber, add in some spirulina or hemp seeds for your superfoods. And you can then use, if you don't want to use coconut milk, you can split the coconut milk with coconut water as well to get a green tropical smoothie. You could do an apple pie smoothie. So apple and banana. Add in some spinach, some cinnamon and nutmeg. So those apple pie type spices. Add in a nut butter if you want to add some fat, or not. You don't have to. Add in some flax seeds for your superfood and some additional fiber. And then you can use oat milk as well for that. You can do a pineapple mint smoothie. So pineapple and apple. I've got spinach again, or any leafy green, some mint, some coconut oil or chia seeds. Here I've got my maca powder and some coconut water. Another one is strawberry mango spinach smoothie with strawberries and mango, spinach. Add in some lemon juice or vanilla extract. You can add in your almond butter, hemp seeds. You can add in some spirulina or chia seeds. And then you could use either oat milk or any nut milk and coconut water. All right, so that is that. Now, I'm going to go off of this and we're going to talk about I'm going to talk about different types of smoothies that you can get, because I want to do similar to what we did yesterday. I've got some different smoothies and I want to talk about what they are and what their benefits are for these as well. So I just want to get a little bit here. The first one I'm going to share with you is this is a Bolt House Farms. It's a daily greens. So this is a smoothie that's already, you buy it in the refrigerator section in your grocery store. And I think it's usually in the produce section. And you can buy this ready to go. And you just need to open it up and pour it, shake it up, pour it, and you've got a smoothie here. And what's 1 cup? So here's my 1 cup of my daily greens here. All right, so that's 1 cup of daily greens. Now, what is in that? This is the thing. Let me go through that part, which is the interesting part. All right, so this one are you ready for this? Let me just see. So it sounds healthy. Here's the thing. It says it's got apple, cucumber, celery, kiwi, kale, bell pepper, pineapple, and lemon in it. Now, doesn't that sound really healthy? Feel good, what's in your body. 99% fruit and vegetable juice. So this might be more of a juice, but I don't care. We're going to talk about it. We think that it has our daily greens, but the main ingredient in it is reconstituted apple juice. And the other juices there's reconstituted cucumber, pineapple, celery, lemon, and kiwi puree. For our greens, they're using a spirulina powder, bell pepper powder, kale. There's green peppers, there's kale and spinach, but these are all very small amounts and there's no fiber. So it's basically like sugar water with vitamins instead of a real smoothie going into it. And it has 17 grams of sugar with no fiber, which means this is where you can get your sugar spike on your blood sugar and then a crash after. And it has a very small amount of greens. So it's like drinking an apple juice, but with some added greens in it. So that's that one. The next one I have is this Aviv. I think that's how you say it, Aviv smoothie cubes. So we're going to look at that, how you do that one. So basically, you take one of these smoothie wheels. It's frozen. You take one of these, pop it into the blender or into a jar, let it melt, and then you add in your plant-based milk, water, or juice for that. And this is what you get. So let's put it to the test. I'm going to pop it in now here. So I might move you guys back so you can see. Yeah, so we're just going to pop this into here. Hang on, so you can maybe see a bit better. All right, I want to make sure you can see. So hopefully I don't make a big mess here. Just pop these things in here. All right, we have that. Then we're going to add a cup of water. I've got my, or milk. So let me see if I can do a cup of plant-based milk here. I'm doing a little eyeball here. All right. So we put that in there. And then we're just going to blend it up here in my blender. Hopefully you can see. We'll see how that looks. I think I've got it all. Yep. And here I have my smoothie. And this smoothie is called the Samurai Smoothie. Mixed berries, dates, and chia seeds. So there is my Samurai Smoothie. All right. And the next one that I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the clean it out. I'm just going to go for the next one. I have basically a powdered mix. So this is a powder protein made simple strawberry banana. Now, all you do is it has 8 simple ingredients, only natural source plant-based ingredients for a simple, delicious taste. Mix 2 cups with cold water or non-dairy beverage in a shaker or in a blender. So we're going to do 2 of the cups. So when you open this up, which I'm doing right now, you get a little scoop in it. So it comes with a scoop. Try not to make a big mess. Put the scoop in there. All right. I really need to move you guys or my computer back so you can see. All right. And then I'm gonna add water to this one because I don't want to use up all my plant-based milk. So I'm just gonna add the water. All right. And then we're just going to blend this. You could see my counter. I'm making a big mess now. Should be good enough. I've got my little jar here. That's my 2-cup pint jar, mason jar. We are putting those to good use this week. And it has a little pink tinge to it. Not much, but a pink tinge. And it's pretty liquidy. So far, this one is the one that has more viscosity to it. All right, now we're going to make our fruit smoothie using our creation list that I mentioned to you. So let me move you back so you can see more. And then I'll bring it back forward when I'm done. Okay. So to make our smoothie, I'm going to use a half a banana. I literally just put the banana in the freezer with the skin on. It's not the best because then you have to peel it off. I would recommend peeling the skin off first and then putting it in the freezer. If you have bananas that are going bad, here, look, I got my banana out. Peel them, cut them in half and put them in the freezer, and then you can use them in your smoothies. Our family is not big banana eaters. I do not like bananas to eat, but I will have them in a smoothie. And the banana gives it not only the potassium, it gives it some really nice sweetness. I have some strawberries that I bought. These are organic strawberries. And I'm just going to use a small handful. I buy them with the slice because the whole ones are big and take longer to blend up. So I'm just using my sliced berries. I'm going to add in a little bit of almond butter. So I've got almond butter here. And I'm literally just going to take like around a tablespoon. So just going to take a little blob. And this is going to give it the nutty flavor. So if you like a nutty flavor, the almond butter is going to be your friend for this. All right, so I got my almond butter added in. And make sure when you're buying this stuff that it's like good, doesn't have a bunch of ingredients in it. I'm going to add in a little bit of this maca powder. So I did a thing on this recently, but I didn't realize that there's different types of maca powder. There is yellow, red, and black maca. And so this blend is a blend of all three in it. And it is basically cultivated in the Peruvian Andes. And it's got a lot of minerals in it and other things. I did a little thing on it. Maybe I'll revamp that as well. But about a teaspoon of this. And again, it's really great for when you're recovering after a workout. And it's got some protein in it as well for people that are looking for protein. Although I have my thoughts that we get enough protein without looking for it elsewhere. Then I'm going to add in some spinach. And honestly, if I just went to the store and I bought a thing of baby spinach, and I'm just going to add in a nice big handful. And then I'm going to add in my milk. So I'm going to add in, this is oat milk, so any kind of nut milk. We'll see about it. And I like, this is great because you get a one single serving out of these. When I use my Vitamix, if you want to do a bigger amount, let's say you do want to make some for today and tomorrow, then I would use my Vitamix. But if you're just making for today, this is great. I'm going to shake it up. There's stuff at the bottom still. All right. This one will take a little longer to blend because it is got the whole foods in it. Let me put this on the side. And I have my smoothie. I got a bigger one for this one here. All right, so there we have our 4 drinks. So this one is the Boathouse. And I think it's not as much, I would say, a smoothie as it's more a juice. So a little bit there. This is our Aviv, which is our frozen smoothie cubes. This is our smoothie, or sorry, yeah, our protein powder, where we're making a powder. And then this is our green smoothie that we made all 4. So let's eat that. And I think I'm going to get OJ back in here. Oh, all right. Oh, God. Okay. So let's talk about it. I got a comparison sheet for you like we did yesterday. So let me share. And let's look at the benefits of each of these. So let me go here. And here is our All right, so let's start. So our whole food smoothie, the one that I made, my green smoothie with banana, strawberry, almond butter, milk. I could put in some flaxseed for additional fiber as well. That one is 250 calories. It has 15 grams of sugar, and that is all coming from whole foods. Now, when your sugar is coming from whole foods, it has the fiber for your digestion. It has 6 grams of fiber and 8 grams of protein and 10 grams of sodium. Now, the Bolt House here that we did, this one here, the Daily Greens has 80 calories, but the total sugar is 17 grams of sugar. It has 0 fiber, 1 gram of protein, and 15 grams of sodium. And it is basically made from, oops, I lost you guys. Hang on. I lost my presentation. Let me get it back here. Oops. It is basically from reconstituted apple, cucumber, pineapple, celery juice, and greens, and there's a small amount of greens in it. Our Aviv Samurai smoothie that we made, that one is 140 calories, has 20 grams of sugar, 5 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein, and this one really shocked me. It has sodium in it, as like 100 milligrams of sodium. So that is a lot. And so it has strawberry, apple, dates, pea protein, spinach, chia seeds, and stevia in it. And now I wanted to compare, because a lot of people like to put protein powders for more protein into their smoothies. And so I've got my whole green smoothie that I did. Now, let's say instead of making water with our protein powder, we just put the protein powder into our smoothie. So now our whole food smoothie is 360 calories, has 21 grams of sugar, 7 grams of fiber. Now it's got 23 grams of protein, but it has 180 milligrams of sodium. And so now we've got our green smoothie. We have pea protein, cane sugar, and coconut cream powder added into it now. And if we just had the protein powder alone, it's 110 calories, and it's got 6 grams of sugar, 1 gram of fiber, 15 grams of protein, and then 170 milligrams of sodium. So that one, as well as the Aviv smoothie, both of those have definitely a lot higher in sodium content than what we were seeing in the other things. And when we look at this now, just some other commentary on our smoothies. The Vega protein made simple powder, it definitely is marketed as being simple with just 8 ingredients. And the first ingredient is pea protein, which is a highly processed isolate. Our second ingredient is organic cane sugar, which is added sugar, not naturally occurring. So now we're just adding processed sugar into it. The strawberry and banana powder are just for flavor. It's not the whole fruit. And then we've got coconut cream powder, which adds our fats, and it's really there as a flavor enhancer. And then the next thing is it is natural flavors, which are unspecified. So we don't know what is in the natural flavors. And if you were with us on Tuesday when we did our nutrition quiz, natural is, anybody can use natural. There is no regulations on how you use that word or what it means. And so this is pretty much a supplement. It's definitely not a whole food. And it's definitely better for protein than if you just have a fruit-based smoothie. But again, it's got high sugar, and minimal fiber, and also a lot of highly processed ingredients. Now let's look at the Aviv Samurai Smoothie Cubes. It looks great. I love it. It looks great. It looks very appetizing here. That one, again, is marketed as having veggies and superfoods. It's vegan, gluten-free, and no blender needed. So the first three ingredients are strawberry, apple, and dates. So they're high in natural sugars, which is okay. It's reinforced with pea protein. And again, we've talked about the protein, the pea protein being processed isolate. It also has added stevia extract, which is pretty much another way to get our sweetness. And I am not a fan of any of that stuff. And you have to be careful because stevia gives you the sweet without the calories, and it is natural, grows on a tree, but a lot of times it's highly processed as well. And then it has dehydrated veggies. So there's a small amount of veggies. And so it has 20 grams of sugar with 5 grams of fiber. It's definitely better than the juice-based smoothie, but still has high in sugar. I think that it is definitely an okay, but again, it's pretty high in sugar and also in sodium for you. But that gives you an idea. And then it didn't take us that long to make our own smoothie. And if you wanted, you could do that more than once. Like you can do a couple of them. Okay, so that's everything. And Gloria has asked, what's my thoughts on gelatinized maca, or do I prefer the regular maca? And Gloria, that is a really good question, because when you go to the store to buy maca, this is what I found. And this is the maca that I have here. There's tons of different brands of maca or types of maca. So I'm looking in the store for maca and I'm like, wow, there's yellow, there's red, there's black, there's combinations, there's gelatinized, there's not. And I think the gelatinized has a purpose to it. Definitely. I think that depending on what you're using it for. But I know I did, and I don't remember exactly, Gloria, but I did do a little thing on maca for somebody else had asked about it. So I'm going to see if I can pull that up and maybe send it out as a little note for everybody on how to use the maca. But I think the gelatinized is okay in depending on what you're using it for. I think it's processed, right? So it's not as pure. And I don't know if you have any thoughts, Gloria, on it.
Yeah, that's what I have heard. I think they say it's easier to absorb,
Yes.
but it is processed a bit more than the regular. Yes.
Yeah, so if you have issues with digestion, then the gelatinized, it's coming back to me. Then the gelatinized is a good one.
Is better. Yeah, and I do put it in the smoothies.
Yeah,
That's the only way I usually use it.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing to add to smoothies or anything else. It is on the sweeter side for these adaptogens, so it's good in the smoothies.
Thank you.
And you can add in other adaptogens like ashwagandha, or you can add in some medicinal mushrooms if you want. Like I said, you can add in that spirulina or chlorella. Lots of different things that you can do to add additional nutrients to your smoothie. And the other thing I'm going to say, because my mentor, Danielle Arsenault from Pachavega Living Foods Education, would tell you that to start your digestion of your smoothie, you should rinse it in your mouth to get the amylase in your mouth, that enzymes in your mouth, to start giving those signals that you're eating something for digestion. So swish your smoothie around in your mouth before you drink it. So I'm going to say cheers. And I don't know if anybody has any questions. Mm-mm. Tastes good. I didn't taste the other ones. Let me taste them. see what they're all about. I'm gonna bring my spoon to stir them up again. This one is definitely sweeter than my green smoothie here. And I can taste that aftertaste of this. I think this one is the one that has stevia in it, but it's definitely sweeter than what mine is, but that's good. And then I'm going to try this protein powder. So I don't know what anybody thinks of protein powders. I'm not a fan. I feel that we can get protein from our vegetables and our fruits. Plants have protein, and we do, unless you're an elite athlete, and then you would want to change some of you're going to have a specific diet that you're on. We get more than enough protein, the average person. It tastes like a protein powder to me. It has a vanilla taste to me. I'm not really getting anything else. And I know that the boat house is very sweet. Tastes really good, but like most of this is apple juice. Yeah, not that sweet. So, but I'll leave it to you to decide what you want, where you go from things. I just find it's fun to take a look at these different ways of doing it. It's so easy to have a green smoothie for a snack. You could have it for your breakfast if you're not a big breakfast eater, or have it with your lunch or your dinner. You can do that as well. But it's a great way to get nutrients into your body. And tomorrow we are going to wrap up the week with juicing. We're going to talk about juices, and maybe this falls more into the juice category, but we're going to look at what it is that to make your own juice and wrap up the week that way with juices, because juices are probably the number one easiest way to quickly get nutrients into your body. So if that's what you want to do to really get yourself lifted so that you're not too tired to cook, then juices is a great way to do it. But all of these are great options. And as I did on Tuesday, I forgot to put the recipe for the smoothie into the chat. I don't want to forget that. And what I'll do is also get you I'm going to put it in the Facebook group, the presentation, because there's some other smoothie ideas for it. And let me see, where's my link? I was going to make it real easy to get the link. And now I got to find it. And you're welcome, Gloria. Thank you for yeah, I think it's fun to do these comparisons. All right, so there is the green smoothie for you. And I will also, if you are a VIP, I'll put the presentation along with the video in your VIP member site. And if you are anyone else, you can go to our Facebook page. I'll provide you with the file for the presentation I did with the smoothie recipes in that presentation, or in the Facebook group. And I guess if you haven't joined the Facebook group, I probably should I know not everybody has Facebook, but if you have Facebook and you haven't joined the group, I'm just going to pass the link on so that you can, if you're interested, you can join our group. And I'd love to hear if you've try any of these things, any of the recipes, any of these strategies. So that's the link to the Facebook group if you want to join the Facebook group. And we will see you tomorrow to talk about juicing to end the week. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Yeah, you as well, Debbie, and thanks again.
All right.
Bye-bye.